like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All the while you were on vacation, your State Farm car insurance was working. State Farm Mutual has more than 10,000 agents across the country, so you can count on the same prompt, personal attention everywhere you get from your State Farm agent back here at home.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. State Farm is there.
Detroit Lions 10 and the New York Jets 7.
It's Spitz. Spitz has the lead. He's done it again. Mark Spitz, winner of 7 gold medals.
You know, since the Olympics, I've had a lot of job offers. But I chose Schick Electric because they represent quality. Like this Schick Fleximatic shaver. They engineered the Fleximatic head so it really gets close. So close, I know it's going to be #1. That's why I teamed up with Schick. They don't like to lose either.
Your kids are scrapping and the dog is yapping and the house is falling down. Spinning ain't no joke when the TV's broken, the car don't work, well life can be so low down. It's time to ease back, light up, let TA Tobacco lighten up your day. It's not so easy, naturally. TA Tobacco lightens up your day.
I will tell you the score of the Lions 10 and the Jets 7.
Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference. In Chrysler Corporation cars. The automotive company that helped put the first American in space now introduces the new age of automotive electronics. Electronic ignition to help you start in any weather. Electronic voltage regulator to help increase battery life. Electronics. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference. In Dodge, Chrysler, and Plymouth. Discover the difference. Drive one.
We're traveling through a dimension both of sound and ideas. We're at a place where the mind can comprehend and devise a solar radio, a wireless transmitter, measure time and light. 65 electronic projects brought to reality with this science fair kit. Astonishing? Perhaps. But you can find it for Christmas for $17.95 in a place that's known as Radio Shack.
Radios, stereos, recorders, everything in sound.
I'm out here on NBC with 2 minutes to go and a half, and our score, Detroit 17, New York Jets 10.
When Firestone decorates for Christmas, they decorate with values, like this stylish Counselor bat scale. Christmas gift price just $2.99. And to turn your Christmas lights on and off automatically, there's a Westclock's 24-hour electric timer. Gift price only $4.99. To hear all your favorite Christmas carols, a Philco 10-transistor AM/FM swing-along radio. Gift price only $12.88, and you can charge them. These and more attractive gifts are at participating Firestone retailers now.
Marty, get me all the records today. Shirley, get me Philadelphia on the Watts line. Willie, you got the printout? Right, Chief.
Really must be conference. Terribly important.
I'm getting Oakland.
Chief, the owner's in the portable conference phone.
How's the game plan going?
Computer loves it, sir.
No matter what business you're in, the Bell system has the communications products and services to match. Plus more options than the Wishbone tea.
Gotta go now, sir. Time for the second half.
Good luck, Chief. Good luck, fellas. Hope you win.
That's the end of the first half. On this traditional noontime Thanksgiving Day in Tiger Stadium, our score is the Detroit Lions 20 and the New York Jets 10.
If your car could talk a lot, if your car could sing a-ling-a-ling, and if your car could shout aloud, it would plead, Papa, please.
Your engine takes one heck of a beating, enduring more heat and stress than you can imagine. It's thirsty for an oil that's rich and tough enough to take it. Pennzoil's the oil. Pure Pennsylvania-grade oil. An oil that always performs. And since Pennzoil has its own additive, you don't pay extra for anything. But you have to ask for Pennzoil to get it. So on behalf of your car, speak up.
If your car could talk a
Burt Reynolds. Deliverance. Rated R.
Deliverance is now playing in 70mm and stereophonic sound at the Cinerama Dome in Hollywood.
Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time so that we may bring you the Oklahoma-Nebraska football game.
College football today. Today's game features the Sooners of Oklahoma with the top running attack in the nation against the powerful offense of the Nebraska Cornhuskers led by the explosive Johnny Rogers. College football today is brought to you by P.F. Goodrich.
Wat ik rook is taconis.
What do I smoke? Taconis.
Taconis is Hollands en vol aroma.
Taconis is Dutch, a full, aromatic tobacco.
Taconis is mild.
Mild.
Dus rijk van smaak.
Rich.
En aroma is heerlijk voor de mond.
The aroma, a pleasure to share.
Taconis.
Taconis.
Oh, en jullie dachten alleen dat wij tulpen konden maken, hè?
And you thought we Dutch made only tulips.
General George Custer.
General Joseph Johnston.
The blue.
The gray.
Yankee pot roast.
Southern fried chicken.
Moonlight in Vermont.
Stars fell on Alabama.
New York life insurance.
New York Life?
I was a New York life policy owner.
Really? I was a New York Life agent.
Live and learn.
Too bad about Little Bighorn.
Oh, you ain't just whistling Dixie.
That's all right.
32 remaining in the first quarter.
Now the Lions 30 and the Jets 20.
This is the Firestone Supreme Battery. It comes with a guarantee unlike most other battery guarantees. Once it's in your car, you'll never have to buy another battery. Because if it ever fails to hold a charge in normal use in that car, participating Firestone retailers will replace it free with proof of purchase. No strings, no tricky adjustments, no cost. If it ever fails to hold a charge, you get a new one for no charge.
To the equitable agent, no two people are alike.
Is there anyone else in the whole human race with your kind of style and your kind of grace?
No two people are alike. That's why your equitable agent thinks of you as an individual. His training and thinking are shaped around you and your life insurance needs. To the equitable agent,
There's nobody else exactly like you. Nobody else like you.
There's the Tiger Stadium lineup for NBC. And with a timeout, it is the Lions 30, the Jets 20.
Panasonic has lots of ways to wake you up. With digital clock radios that show you the day and the date.
Only 7,000 more days to go.
Panasonic clock radios with alarms that sound like birds. And even one that works on batteries.
Hey, this is the traffic helicopter. The traffic is backed up for 26 miles on Highway 7. There'll be a 2-hour...
Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
When Old Man Winter blows into town, who can you trust to protect your car? Trust Prestone 2, winter-summer formula. The right mix of new Prestone 2 and water protects against winter freeze down to minus 84 degrees if you want. Minus 84 degrees. Fights corrosion with its patented new silicone silicate formula. Winter, summer. If you can't trust Prestone, who can you trust?
20.
So you found a new pad and you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get 6.5 feet of space to pack with a seat that folds here and back. The roof cranks open for a country ride. Don't cost much extra. Let the sun inside. Cranks shut, too. Space Duster. You can get more out of it because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care and engineering. It makes a difference.
Is tomorrow the morning you break an old habit? When you start to think, what good are two edges if you can only shave with one at a time? Schick puts both edges on your side in the Super Close Schick Super 2. And while you're at it, break another old habit. Experience fresh orange and herbal forest shave creams. New, exciting, from Schick.
And our final score, 37-20 Detroit. A big win for them and a tough loss for the Jets. Kurt Gowdy and Aldi Rogatis again wish you a very happy Thanksgiving Day from Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan.
Robert Morse demonstrates how to succeed in business. First time on TV, Saturday night.
Juggling 4 or 5 monthly payments is no easy trick. An unexpected expense can come your way. But that's no major problem. Simply gather up those monthly payments and take them to your Avco financial advisor. Avco may be able to pay off all your old bills and leave you with just one monthly payment that's easier to handle. You see, we think you have a lot more going for you than you're often given credit for. At Avco, we believe in you.
When you believe in people, the word gets around.
And please remain seated until the aircraft...
Here it comes. The long wait for the rent-a-car and the rental form to fill out. All those questions. I'll never make my appointment. Reservation for Mr. Lyman.
Oh, yes, Mr. Lyman, thank you.
Now, when you reserve from Avis, the information you give on the phone is given to the Wizard of Avis, most sophisticated computer in the travel world.
Your Plymouth is waiting right over there.
Hey, I'm early. Maybe I'll have a cup of coffee.
Only Western, the Champagne airline, gives first-class leg space in coach and complimentary champagne to all on every flight.
KNBC for Los Angeles.
Automobile shock absorbers are nothing new. For over 50 years, they've been used to absorb road bumps. Well, General Motors took this principle and turned it around to help absorb front-end bumps. That's the secret behind the new General Motors bumper, which is on many new GM cars. An energy-absorbing device or shock absorber that gives on minor impact like this. This new bumper system is designed to work in extreme heat, in conditions of cold, and when it's caked with mud. You can still jack it up. This new GM bumper wasn't the easiest solution to better bumpers, but we feel it's one of the best. A good-looking bumper that can take it.
Nebraska takes time out. This message coming up from the folks at Sperry Rand.
You're looking at a whole day in 60 seconds. It proves that the only predictable thing about weather is change. Even a wind-swept day like this can get murky in a few hours. An inversion we can't even see can trap pollutants in the air before they can be carried off. It all depends on temperatures a mile above the Earth. Sperry invented the thermoson radiometer to measure these temperatures from the ground automatically all day long. When it finds the wrong temperatures up there, it warns us to slow down or stop releasing smoke and dust into the air down here. It isn't the final answer to air pollution, but it can give us a breather while we look for one. The thermoson system. Another example of Sperry Rand Corporation making machines do more so man can do more.
You know, there's an old adage in pro football, the play is all important. Well, some very interesting things happen after the play. to the play. Right now, timeout again. This message from Sperry Rand.
Your air traffic control, Dulles International Airport, Washington. Peak traffic. A plane in or out every 60 seconds. Every minute, another plane load of people becomes your responsibility. Radar tells you, here's a plane, but nothing more. To guide each one, you must know what airline, how fast, how high. Radio the pilot, check flight plans. Remember all the details as the planes keep coming. Sperry made it easier with the Univac Arts 3 computer system. It labels each blip. This is Eastern Flight 170, altitude 9,600, speed 260, bound for Dulles. With the blips labeled, you can concentrate on the real job, getting the planes in safely. An enormous job cut down to size by Sperry Rand Corporation, making the machines do more so man can do more.
Columbo visits Scotland Yard, a special 2-hour mystery movie Sunday night. In this automated age, Mercedes-Benz believes there are still times when no machine can match a good pair of hands. Smoothing, shaping, polishing, feeling, the human touch. Doing things no machine was ever geared to do. Building cars this way takes time, patience, and hard work. A bit unconventional in this automated age. But Mercedes-Benz has never built conventional cars, and never will.
The Los Angeles Social Service Department issues an information card to charitable organizations. You should demand to see this card before contributing, or call this number when in doubt. KNBC, Channel 4, Los Angeles.
Sensational 60s. Rousing, roisterous, rambunctious. The golden decade when the sports fans of America made professional football king for a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, you have a brown right. Red left. For 3.
The snap of the ball and a violent swirl of flashing armor plate. And every autumn Sunday, America lived a little and died a little. The sensational 60s, the golden decade when America made professional football king for a Sunday afternoon. During the 60s, many hundreds of men contributed to the success story of professional football. Most of them remain unknown to the average fan. A few stood out from the rest. And like the players themselves, a few plays stood out among the thousands which took place during the decade. The most unusual play occurred in 1964, when a San Francisco pass from George Myra to Bill Kilmer resulted in a fumble. Minnesota defensive end Jim Marshall gratefully scooped up the loose ball and scampered 66 yards the wrong way. most spectacular plays of the decade were probably those in which a single player defeated seemingly impossible odds, breaking tackle after tackle all the way to a touchdown. New Orleans running back Charlie Brown had one such glory run, but the man who seemed to specialize in this kind of play was tight end John Mackey of the Baltimore Colts. During the early 60s, Jim Brown of the Cleveland Browns set virtually every rushing record in the book. In 1965, just as Jim Brown was departing the game that he had made look so easy, a comet from Kansas flashed across America's television screens. He wore Chicago Bears jersey number 40. His name was Gale Sayers, and he rapidly became the most exciting player in the history of the game. The 60s produced a number of worthy champions. First came the 1960 Philadelphia Eagles, led by Norm Van Brocklyn's passes to a human rubber ball named Tommy McDonald. The Eagles won the 1960 NFL championship by defeating an inexperienced but spirited young team called the Green Bay Packers. Within a year, Packer coach Vince Lombardi had transformed Green Bay, Wisconsin into Titletown, USA. In the 1961 NFL championship, the Packers rolled over the New York Giants 37-0 as halfback Paul Hornung, on leave from the Army, set a championship game scoring record with 19 points. Lombardi's Packers had convincingly won the first title game ever played in Green Bay. 1 year later, in 1962, the Packers again met the Giants for the NFL championship. This time, high winds and frigid weather dictated a more basic confrontation. The game was decided by guard Jerry Kramer's 3 field goals, as the Packers won their second consecutive NFL championship. New York had lost 2 consecutive titles. A year later, the Giants and quarterback Y.A. Tittle would have one more chance in the 1963 NFL championship in Chicago. But the rugged Bear defense gave Tittle one of his worst days. They defeated him physically and intercepted 5 passes as league founder and Chicago Bear coach George Halas won his 8th and last NFL championship. In 1964, John Unitas tried to return the Colts to power, but the Cleveland Browns shut him out. Quarterback Frank Ryan found receiver Gary Collins 3 times for touchdowns, and it was the Browns who returned to power 27-0. Green Bay 1965, the Western Conference playoff between the Baltimore Colts and the Green Bay Packers. On the game's first play, a Bart Starr pass to Bill Anderson, a Lenny Lyles tackle, a Don Shinnick fumble recovery, and a 7-0 lead for Baltimore. Despite losing Bart Starr on the first play, the Packers came back. And with less than 2 minutes to play and behind by 3 points, everything rode on Don Chandler's ability to kick a football. Chandler's controversial field goal sent the game into sudden-death overtime. Another Chandler field goal sent Green Bay into the NFL championship against Cleveland, where the ground power of Jim Taylor and Paul Hornung earned Lombardi's Packers the 1965 NFL championship, their 3rd in 5 years. In 1966, Dallas was the site for the NFL's only warm weather championship of the decade. Green Bay's Bart Starr played one of his greatest games, as he passed for more than 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tom Landry's Cowboys fought to the end and were not defeated until Don Meredith's last-minute pass from the 2-yard line was intercepted in the end zone. 1 year later, Landry's Cowboys were fighting Green Bay's 15 below zero temperature as well as the Packers in the 1967 NFL championship. Again, Bart Starr passed the Packers to an early lead. But in the 4th quarter, a Dan Reeves option pass to Lance Rensel put the Cowboys ahead 17-14. With time running out and 68 yards from a score, Bart Starr turned to his 3rd-string fullback, Chuck Mercine. From the 1, Donnie Anderson was stopped twice, and Starr called his last timeout with only 16 seconds remaining. Just 1 yard, 1 play, 1 good solid block by guard Jerry Kramer, and the Packers had won an unprecedented 3 consecutive NFL championships, and their 5th championship in 7 years. And so, a town whose entire population could be seated in a single stadium, Green Bay, Wisconsin, was truly Title Town, USA, And the Green Bay Packers, the team Titletown loved, were truly the team of the decade. The fans, the players, the town, the team of the decade. More than anyone else, one man was responsible for the Packers' incomparable series of achievements during the 60s. And that man, Green Bay coach Vince Lombardi, was pro football's man of the decade.
Robert Morse demonstrates how to succeed in business. First time on TV, Saturday night.
Southern California. It's a great place. It's a vast place. That's why we produce over 800 local programs every year to serve the needs of 12 million viewers in over 150 communities. Programs of social interest like women's lib, welfare, ecology, and consumerism. Ethnic specials, as well as weekly shows exploring the problems and issues of our minority communities. Children's programs, sports, religion, education, the arts, city and government affairs. All in all, a balanced schedule of programming. That's why when we say we're serving Southern California, we mean it. Seis actores perform the Greek play Antigone.
You know, this is a new kind of an assignment for me, and an exciting one. I don't know if I'm shivering because of the cold weather or because of the excitement. I guess I always knew that a big parade like the Macy's one on Thanksgiving Day took a lot of preparation, but what an education this morning has been to me. The thing that has impressed me most, I think, is that the people who are working so hard around me in all this cold weather and all the excitement haven't lost sight of the fact that the idea is to have fun. It's hectic, believe me, but it's fun. How is it where you are, Joe?
Well, it's not too bad, Phyllis.
The first half as Nebraska maintains its 7-0 lead, and will return for halftime activities after station identification.
It's Laughs American Style on Love American Style tomorrow night on ABC.
MGM presents the funniest comedy mystery of the year. Anyone in town could be the killer.
Is it the veterinarian, the wife, the playboy, the counterman, the secretary?
Or maybe it is the dog. James Garner and Catherine Ross in They Only Kill Their Masters, rated PG.
Now playing at red carpet showcase theaters throughout greater Los Angeles.
You've got a long way to go. We'd like to help you get there. Crocker Bank.
Lee Marvin stars tomorrow night, 6:30.
Well, it's halftime.
Courageous. She's standing here in her outfit that she performs in 20-degree weather. Renee is Miss Iowa 1972. I met her in this last September at the Miss America pageant. Renee and I are also from kind of small towns. I'm from Denton, Texas, of course, and you're from Clinton, Iowa. How is Thanksgiving celebrated there in comparison to New York?
Well, compared to all the excitement here, I'd have to say it's rather quiet. But it's lots of fun when the families get together.
You going to have some good pumpkin pie this afternoon?
Oh, yes.
Good. She's going to go home right after the parade and visit with her family. You know, Renee is a fantastic performer. For those of you who saw her, Miss Renee Studeman, and she's just as thrilling as the first time I saw her. We have a lot of children standing there. Come up here, honey, and talk to me just a sec. Do you enjoy Renee's baton routine?
Yes.
Are you a twirler by any chance?
No.
You're not. What do you think of these big balloons behind us? They're big. A little scary, aren't they? Do you come to the parade every year, or is this your first time? Where are you from?
Albany.
Albany, New York. Are you just as cold as I am?
Yeah.
Well, I'm freezing, so you must be too. What's your name?
Deborah.
Say hi to everyone, Deb.
Hi.
Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Renee Studeman. We will be back with the Fronsteins, the sensational Kathy Rigby, when we come back in just a minute.
Ronald, litterbugs are messing up the whole country. Bottle and cans and stuff.
Right, and that's wrong. Everything cleaned up here?
You bet.
Okay, then let's help them clean up out there.
There's a lot of litter messing up our land, and the litter bugs are getting out of hand. So let's get together, there's something we can do. Pick up, clean up, it's all up to you. Scoop that paper in a flash. Thank you.
Come on, everybody, pick up trash.
Here's a can.
Here I am.
Here's a cup.
Pick it up.
There's a lot of litter messing up our land, and the litter bugs are getting out of hand. So let's get together, there's something we can do. Pick up, clean up, it's all up to you. Pick up, clean up, it's all up to you.
As Kathy starts out, I just want to point out that it's a super slick bar that she's working on because of the cold here. It's about 20, 25 degrees. And again, there's a wind factor here because these athletes are used to working indoors. But you'd never know it. She's doing a routine on a balance beam, which consists of tumbling and some ballet, obviously. I know most of you recognize her now from the Olympics. Amazing indoors, more amazing outdoors. Kathy is still competing now as a member of the Long Beach Scats. Kathy Rigby. Just amazing as you see it. These are so hard. Kathy, can I just ask you, how tough was it, sweetheart?
I'm freezing.
You're freezing? I'll let you go inside, but that's super slick, is it not?
It's a little bit slick, yeah. I think it's a cold weather, and it's kind of a dry, cold weather.
You go inside, and thank you from all of us for that great job in the Olympics. Kathy Rigby, I tell you, she's an amazing young athlete, and to do it here is just more amazing for me. Coming up, we've got the Wranglerettes, and we've got the thrilling voices of the West Point Glee Club. Right after this.
Man has come a long way. A few thousand years ago, we communicated with smoke signals. Today, you can pick up your telephone and send your voice to a satellite in space to talk with someone on the other side of the world. What's next? Who knows? But there is one thing we can be sure of. Centuries from now, the most important thing there is to say will be the same as it is today, and the same as it has been for thousands of years. The simple message. Peace on earth. Goodwill toward men.
On Parade returns for more Macy's Parade after this pause for station identification.
Saturday morning, be sure to think pink and watch the Pink Panther here on NBC.
He was a young rebel who did things his own way and be damned. Young Winston, soldier and war correspondent. The intimate story of his childhood, of his young romances, and of the two people who shaped his life. A great story, now a great film, Young Winston, rated PG.
Engagement now showing at the Beverly Theater, Wilshire at Beverly Drive.
Almost touch, because this big parade, so many months of hard work for so many dedicated people, is now underway. And let's look at some of the sights. There's the big balloon, ladies and gentlemen, the very first one to be shown here in this year's parade. There are from 30 to 50 handlers who... Joe, let's go back to you now.
Lemon can do such beautiful things for a woman, both her body and her soul. That's why we think a facial tissue should come up looking like lemons. Pretty printed, fresh-smelling lemons. It gives your senses such a cool, fresh lift. Coronet 2-ply Lemon Kiss tissue in the brightest, liveliest lacquer look box. Choose from 4 contemporary high-polished colors. Coronet facial tissue from Georgia Pacific.
Everything is good. There's a great show.
Southwest up the 49ers, nothing. Let's pause for a moment.
Here.
Here, okay. Now, what kind of car would you like?
Mustang?
Oh, I'm afraid we don't have one.
Whatever you got.
All right. So, hello, Angelo. Oh, he'll be back in a minute. Would you like air conditioning?
Yeah.
At most rent-a-car companies, you wait around while someone fills out a rent-a-car form.
You pronounce that skull?
Show.
Show, nice. Have a permanent address.
It's on the license.
Uh-huh. No local contact?
At Hertz, we have a new service that lets you rent a car without filling out a form. Hertz #1 Club. You can join for free. Then, when you've reserved a Ford or other car, all you do is show your license, sign your name, and go.
Don't worry, Mr. Skull. I'll have you out of here in no time.
Hertz #1 Club. It could make any other way of renting cars obsolete.
If not going to just talk with his foot.
And when I start to sing it, you join in, okay? Many, many, many ravioli, oli, 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 many, many, many ravioli, oli, 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 many, many, many ravioli, oli, oli, oli,
Mini ravioli is new spoon-size ravioli from Chef Boyardee. It has meat and cheese and tomato sauce. Good for the whole family. Great for kids.
Well, we're back at 77th Street where the parade is long underway, but yet we have miles and miles of colorful floats and a lot of bands and marching and drill teams yet to come. It's a very exciting day. Everyone is very...
So it is now 14-7 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third. We'll be back in a minute.
Holidays are more fun with Holiday Inn. The good food and friendly atmosphere make our party rooms and restaurants perfect for celebrations. Whether you're welcoming the new year with old friends, or toasting to a job well done, or giving your wife time out from the holiday rush, or treating your kids to a special holiday dinner.
Enjoy your dinner, sir.
I really recommend Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world.
I don't know what it is about my face, but every Sunday, 11 guys like this go after it. Sometimes they don't miss. So I'm not about to take any rough treatment from a shaver. I got a new Remington Mark III with a comfort head. It has smaller slots, so it gets more of your beard and less of your skin. It has replaceable blades. When they get dull, you change them. With a face like this, you can't be too careful. Yeah!
Remington. We made the close shave comfortable.
It's already started. We're going to be back in just a minute.
The way I live, I think good nutrition's important. So I have Carnation's new special morning. It's a bigger instant breakfast when there's no time for my usual breakfast. Special morning adds even more nutrition to milk than regular Carnation instant breakfast. Now there's 33% more protein, plus more vitamins, minerals, and energy. Read the label. Milk supplies substantial nutrition. Try New Special Morning from Carnation.
I'm Bill Russell. Quite often in business, as in basketball, there are instances where you have to be at both ends of the court at the same time. Now, I found a way to handle that. Say I'm in New York and I want to make points with somebody on the West Coast. I do it by long distance. I can talk to the guy, feel him out, and he can do the same. So get with it, businessman. Score some points the easy way. By long distance.
Like coming home for the holidays, to be back in New York once more.
It's the 10th time around for you and for me,
And there's no other place that we would rather be than back in New York for the holidays.
Everything about it I adore. The window shopping and the Santa Claus brigade.
The happy Thanksgiving that Macy's has made. There's lots of nice cities, but I wouldn't trade them for New York and the Macy parade. So let the whistle blow, let the sirens roar. We're back in New York once more.
The score, 14 for San Francisco and Dallas 7. Let's pause for a moment.
The new 73 Ford LTD. Can an LTD be as quiet as a glider? Nobody has to convince you how quiet a glider is. Airborne with no engine at all. Can an LTD be as quiet as a glider? To find out, we put a sound level meter in a new LTD to measure its quiet. Quiet is the sound of a well-made car. We also put a meter in the glider and let General Radio Company, real sticklers for accuracy, monitor. Let's test the noise level in the glider first, 82 decibels. Now the Ford LTD. Look at that meter at 60 miles per hour, only 65 decibels. Believe it or not, this Ford LTD is quieter than the glider. Quiet is the sound of a well-made car. The new 73 Ford LTD. See it at your Ford dealers now.
Quarter, 14 all.
Whenever you're driving and wherever you're bound, on freeways and byways, the whole country round, you'll feel better knowing anytime, anywhere, that like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All the while you were on vacation, your State Farm car insurance was working. State Farm Mutual has more than 10,000 agents across the country, so you can count on the same prompt, personal attention everywhere you get from your State Farm agent back here at home.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. State Farm is there.
17-14 as they have scored 17 points in a row. We'll be back with 8:44 to go in the game.
Over the years, we at Texaco have done a lot to make your highway traveling as pleasant as possible. And we intend to go right on doing just that. So we're going to build another Texaco service station run by a local businessman. And the plans look like this. Our pumps will be filled with the right Texaco gasolines for you. Over here, you'll find top quality automotive products for your car. But don't get the idea that we just take care of cars. We also take care of the people in them. Here we'll have our restrooms just the way you want them, clean and neat. And you can charge all Texaco services and automotive products on a Texaco travel card, or a Bank Americard, American Express, or MasterCharge. At Texaco, we don't build a service station unless it can serve you a lot of ways.
Sometimes on the track, as our hippopotamus brings up the back with children's story.
This poor guy has such a problem, Lauren. This makes the 11th time he's traveled the distance of the Macy parade. And it's a...
Now, who can describe Campbell's curly noodle soup without saying curly, crazy, twisty, or delicious? You over the water tank.
Well, it has bites of chicken and, curly noodles and...
Oh, too bad. Next.
It has a real good broth and noodles that go, and it's delicious.
Campbell's curly noodle soup. Crazy.
Mother knows nutritious food is best for her children.
Mother knows best. Mother knows best.
But kids, they don't always eat right. So we invented a vitamin kids love, chocolate zest tabs. One zest tabs is an easy way to give your child all the vitamins he may miss in a day. Chocolate zest tabs. Kids love them because they're chocolate. Mothers love them because they're vitamins.
If you like giving your children a hot lunch, try Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. It's the hot lunch kids love.
Merry Christmas! Jack and Bob and Dick and Barbara. Hello to Anna Mae and Michael and Stevie and Amy D. Merry Christmas! Hi to Marky and Susan and Lee and Glennie. And hello to Skinny Walter and Allison and Wendy and Adam and Peter. Hi to Betty, Milton, Carla,
This
Archie,
year,
Eleanor,
something
Scott.
new. The Santa Claus
Hello
boat
to Brian.
swings open
Hi,
to show us
Jerry,
a familiar Christmas scene with these lucky youngsters forming a most enthusiastic welcoming committee for the #1 citizen of the North Pole.
This is for the San Francisco defensive unit over checking with his coach.
Ed Beard's picked up a lot of playing time today at middle linebacker. I'm sure the 49ers would have to be pleased at the...
This has been an ABC Sports presentation.
The FBI chases 2 hold-up men on a rubber raft Sunday night here on ABC.
The horses are now entering the track. Wait a minute. Something seems to be wrong.
Where are the jockeys? The name of the game is Aurora Derby. Each time you get your ball in the hole, your horse moves.
Starts charging ahead. Pinocchio moving along the rail. Lockjaw closing in. It's Credicott and Pinocchio neck and neck. Credicott, Pinocchio cheek to cheek. Looks like a photo finish.
60,000 fans out there, and you guys are in here playing a game. What do I tell them? Tell them Pinocchio won by a nose. Aurora Derby. It's a racetrack in your own home.
One of America's top young singers, and it's easy to see why, Miss Jody Miller.
This is a tough day for turkeys. It looks like it's a little tough on dogs, too. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company really reached back when Macy's decided they wanted to show us something from the good old days. This is Dino the dinosaur, who's larger than life, but not a whole lot larger.
Well, that makes 2 Dinos for NBC. We have one out in Hollywood who's on every Thursday night, and he's big.
With the score, San Francisco 21, Dallas 10. Let's pause for a moment.
To the Equitable agent, no 2 people are alike.
Is there anyone else in the whole human race with your kind of style and your kind of grace?
No 2 people are alike. That's why your Equitable agent thinks of you as an individual. His training and thinking are shaped around you and your life insurance needs. To the Equitable agent,
There's nobody else exactly like you. Nobody else like you.
A crop duster's gotta be tough. His equipment's gotta be tough, too. Tom Hornsby uses AC spark plugs. AC's new super ceramic insulator is built tough, tested tough, to keep you going when the going's tough. For quick starts and a smooth-running engine, get AC Fire Ring spark plugs. Original equipment on GM cars.
AC keeps you going when the going's tough.
Now that's live television. Bye-bye, Donald. We won't see you in our parade again, but you take care of yourself, and we've sure enjoyed knowing you.
Now, a time of mixed emotions. Mixed emotions. He's retiring after 11 years. Here is conducting the symphony orchestra in the world-famous Radio City Music Hall. He'll also conduct the All-American Band in its only other appearance, the Tournament of Roses Parade from Pasadena, California on New Year's Day, and guess who'll be there? Betty White, right?
Right, I'll stay, Lawrence. Here they are.
We had a glimpse of him. There he is, yes.
He made it.
One of the nicest things about Christmas is the chance it gives us to bring pleasure to those we love. Of course, that takes time and thought, and sometimes a little practical help, like Bank AmeriCard. Bank AmeriCard, for some of the things that help make Christmas, Christmas.
This is a great example of the magic performed with nylon and helium by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. I can remember it was considered really something for one of these balloons to be 25 feet tall, but Linus here is 25 feet wide. He's 55 feet tall. He's a magnificent balloon, isn't he?